Welcome back to Ranma Half Anime Review, part number 22. This one I'm reviewing episodes 145 through 152, roughly 8 episodes. Yep. Now, the thing with these episodes are, with the exception of one, none of them are particularly terrible episodes. They're actually pretty decent. The first one, let's go to the Mushroom Temple. Yep. And here's the interesting about this one. It's the Tendo family, Ranma, Genta, along with Kudo, Ryoga, and Moose. And I get maybe why that they won't have Kadachi in this episode, fine. But it's unusual to have Moose in an episode and not feature Shampoo. This is unusual for the series to do. Yep. And this is all about mushrooms. Yep, got mushrooms, eat them, and everybody assumes that they ate a bunch of poison mushrooms. Yeah, it's all completely untrue. And it turns out Connie and Ranma love mushrooms. Somehow, this is a bit of a pointless episode. And in case you're wondering, is this filler? Oh, yes, it is. Yeah. Of these episodes, there is like, let's see, 3, 4, about 5 filler episodes. There are 5 filler and 3 canon. Yep. The next episode, 146, is a canon episode. Yep. Rama's father, Genta, thinks he's losing his touch with his son, so he decides to challenge his son to a duel. Yeah, it's like the third or fourth duel they had in the series. And I'd say at least the third. He's battled Ryoga several times over the course of the series. But as official duels, this is officially the third they've had in the series. Because they've had Kudo and Ranma take on each other. Same thing with Ryoga and of course, Ranma has taken on Ryoga and Kudo at the school. In the case of Genta, he took him on at the dojo. Yep, and the whole time he was practicing this particular move, the Cradle from Hell. What is this particular move? And he was practicing move in his panda form, rocking back and forth with a tire. And what is this creepy move? Him grabbing onto his son. Yeah, it's an odd move. And unlike the first 2 matches where they end with Ranma winning, this one basically you can kind of consider this one to be a no contest because of how completely pointless this one is. Yeah, it's nothing really much to write home about when it comes to this particular one. Yeah. Next one is Madame St. Paul's Cry for Help. Yes, a filler episode featuring the whole return of the characters. I think it's like season 2 or 3. You know, the characters with the giant, humongous mouths that love when they kiss people, they basically almost swallow their whole freaking head. Yes, and the reason, and she comes to the dojo to request the help of Ranma and Akane, because the guy they met in the last episode is acting weird. And the reasoning for this, he drinks some blue wine. Yep, that is literally the reason for this. Oh, in case you're wondering, is this a filler episode? Oh, yes it is. Matter of fact, the following one as well. This one is interesting to do a follow-up to a episode that probably a lot of people who probably been watching the series at this point probably forgot even freaking happened. Yes, and it's not the only follow-up they have in this one. There's actually one other one they have here. Yep. And they think he's turned into a vampire. Yeah, this episode was so dumb. And I have no desire to see this episode again because of how complete stupid it was. It is by far, out of all the episodes, one of the worst ones I've ever seen. Next one, I thought this one was a lot better. This is Meet Your Way in the Milky Galaxy. The Milky Way. Yeah, this one, it seems like this is a borrowed from a similar premise from Lem the Invader, the first series that the creator of Ranma Half did, where you have an alien come down. And this episode I thought was really interesting. And it turns out her boyfriend, she's actually sent here to Earth for, has been destroying dojos as part of a training thing. He doesn't exactly destroy dojos, he just takes on the master and just leaves. Yep. Eventually, Rama basically faces him twice. The first time, he loses. The second time, he wins. And part of the agreement, he has to go back with the princess to the other galaxy. The episode starts out quite weirdly. They're at this, kind of like this observation house. I don't think this is the Nintendo house. No, this is someplace else. And it turns out the balcony is actually very weak. So they're trying to look at the star disappearing, and of course the railing breaks, and she falls off and she hits her head, getting what looks like a concussion. Oh yeah, and here's the thing, by the end of this episode, this would be a really good episode. I did not like the ending. I liked the oh yeah, it was all a dream. Yeah. Despite the whole dream cop-out thing, this actually was a really good episode. For a filler, it's actually pretty damn good, because sometimes fillers in the series are just okay. Next one is indeed a canon episode. Rich Rice Cakes of Love. Yep. And this one features Kudo and Ryoga in the episode. And the whole point of this episode is that Akane really wants Rama to try these rice cakes. And yeah, because the part of the recurring gag in the series is that Akane is a terrible cook. Yeah, it's nothing usual about this. Yeah. Various characters eat it. Apparently it works on Ryoga, but it really does. Apparently it's like easily washed off. And then they reveal at the end of that the cats who got the X on them, because apparently the Beaky fed this stuff to this group of cats. Yeah, the stuff actually wiped off, it came back. Yep. And Rama does eat it, but don't get a chance to see what's on his face because he gets landed and he lands right in the middle of some ink because of a letter that Ryoga is writing to Akane, because apparently something ended up in his face somehow. Probably because she kind of likes Ryoga. It's implied, but it doesn't really go anywhere. Eventually, Rama is revealed. Oh yeah, he gets stuff in his face thanks to Ryoga in his pig form. Yep, and this episode is just okay. It's better than episode 47. 50. The Horrible Hippo Mold Burst. Yep, and this one does feature shampoo. Oh boy, this episode was so weird. Like, okay, so Rama stops him from being like, because apparently he's mad at Rama for basically punching him when he's down, because the whole episode it's raining outside, so he can't go out and steal his underwear, so he's depressed. So he gets hit by Ranma, and he comes with a genius plan. Like, he tried to use his normal firecrackers on him. Doesn't work because they're soaked. And eventually comes up with the stupidest plan I have ever heard of. Fill the thing with frickin' mold. Yes, I thought I saw a squirrel up my window. Yes, mold. Yes. Disgusting mold. Yeah, and apparently he likes having mold on his feet. I'm like, seriously, man. Mold is disgusting. It's terrible. I've seen mold. It's a terrible thing. And he sees this on his rice cakes. Yeah, because he kept it in a freaking cupboard probably for a long time. Yeah, so then he decided to, after kicking Rama out, he covered almost the entire house in freaking mold. So Kasumi had to cook all the food in the dojo. Yeah, the dojo. Yeah, also in this very same episode, they have it where Kasumi had to hang all the laundry in their dining room. Why? Because it's raining outside. And Rama and Akane point out, though, why don't you hang the laundry in here? The reason? Because the roof leaks in the dojo. That's the reason why. Yep. And Nabiki, after the whole thing of covering the whole house in mold, decides to make a little money on the side to make it, oh yeah, look at this, all this awesome mold that she thinks is awesome. It was disgusting. Eventually, mold gets worn off on the outside thanks to rain. Yes, rain. How the heck they clean up the inside is never explained. Yeah, and also, like, prior to him basically doing this, Brahma basically had been treated like a slave. Like, massaging him, and cleaning the floors. Yeah. And his constant, oh yeah, respect your elders. Really? A respected old man who steals ladies' underwear. I don't think so. Ranma has every right to beat the crap out of you, old man. Yeah, because you're a pervert and underwear thief. Yep. And so they train with shampoo. Yeah, shampoo here in this episode. Thank you having shampoo in this episode with freaking cologne. Yep. And they train. Yeah, and of course, shampoo brags kind of later on that Ranma trained with me for that special to beat the special stuff. Yep. And Connie's like, don't care. The episode stopped. Yep. It's a pretty decent episode for what it is. And the very next episode is the Kuno sibling scandal. And yes, another episode. This episode is something that's probably was a follow-up to the first time this actually happened. Nabiki, Ranma finds out in this episode that Nabiki... Now, before I get to what Nabiki's whole thing here, we have it where Kudo is practicing on a picture of Ranma, and it turns out this is actually a poster from his sister's bedroom, because apparently she has a life-size poster of the man she's in love with, Ranma, the man who her brother despises. Yeah. So, apparently she gets her hands on her brother's diary, her brother's picture album, filled with pictures of the pigtail girl, aka female Ranma. Yeah, and then Ranma finds out about this later. It's like, what? You have pictures of me? In the female form. Yeah, eventually they start passing on other photos later on in the school. They start fighting each other. Yep, and I thought it was so neat the fact that Kudo politely invited him to his house to help someone to speak with his sister. And for the first time in the series, Kadachi wears a kimono, which I thought this was interesting. She's never known for wearing kimono. She usually wears her school uniform or green leotard, but kimono, that I thought was different. I remember one episode, she wore an actual dress in the series. Yeah, more like a Southern Belle dress. I thought that was interesting because she's a damn good cook. And despite the fact that at the end of the episode, they kind of destroy... Yeah, Ranma doesn't get his hands on the full album eventually, and he ends up burning it. But it's later, and here's the thing, where did Kudo get those pictures from? From the Biki. He's been buying pictures off her for quite some time. Yeah, and then during the course of the episode, it's revealed there's some bogus photos running around. The Biki had nothing to do with those. It turns out it was Suzuki. He was the one creating the fake photos. Yep. After he kind of unintentionally confesses to Ranma off screen beat the living crap out of him. Like, oh my gosh, yes. Yeah, he proceeded to beat the living crap out of him. Eventually, the fight between the two of them is settled, and despite not liking each other, it's revealed at the end that despite the fact he lost the album, but it turns out though he has tons of pictures of both Akane and the pigtail girl, aka female Ranma. If Akane saw this, she'd probably take a match and burn all of them. She would, she hates Kuno, but she would hate him a lot more if she had actual revealing photos. Yeah, and the whole thing is actually called off because there was other fake photos passed on that somehow Kadachi had, and it's Kuno's head on the black pig. Everyone's like, what the heck is this? Yeah, they know the fact this is fake. It's quite bizarre, but yeah. Despite it being a weird episode, I actually kind of enjoyed this one. Yep. And it's one of those rare times where you actually have Kadachi and Kudo in the same room together, and they're not beating the crap out of each other. Usually they did it outside, and I love the fact that Ranma actually goes to the house, and he's not... Last time he came to the Kudo house, it was by complete accident. Yes! Though that was the Christmas episode. Yep. By far, really good episode. Next up is Battle for the Golden Tea Set. Yeah, here's the thing. This is the 4th episode featuring the martial arts tea ceremony, and the second of the 4 where it's a filler. Yep. Apparently, 3 days before his wedding to his smoking hot fiancée, they have to protect a golden tea set. And here's what I thought was quite interesting. Because the last couple times that basically Ranma got involved with him, it was just him and Kane with him. His name is Sotaru. Yeah, apparently they decided to invite Nabiki and Kasumi. Yes, I thought this was quite ingenious for the anime to do. Invite Kane's two other beautiful sisters along, and apparently Kasumi could understand what the heck she's saying. Well, here's kind of the strange thing about his fiancée. Her name is... It's not listed here. It's like Sasaru. I think her name is. Yes. She has a striking resemblance to Kasumi. And she's similar to Kasumi. And she's a very good martial artist. And here's the thing. The whole phantom thief of trying to steal this golden set. It's revealed at the end of the episode is actually the fiance's grandmother behind it. The one behind the unorthodox martial arts tea. Yeah, and how Ranma and everyone gets involved with this is that the elders from both schools show up at the Tendo house. Yeah, they both show up and they scare the crap out of Genta and Shao. I thought this was quite hilarious. The fact that they spooked these two guys. Yep. But, yeah, and despite the fact that at the end, like, his fiance passed test no problem, yeah, he has to restart his training from scratch. Because he failed. So, this means the wedding is delayed for who knows how long. But he's still engaged to the woman. But the ceremony's been delayed. Okay, fine. Now, in case you're wondering, is there any appearances of this particular character or this group in the actual series itself? In the anime, the main series, no, but they do return for an OVA. Yep, that's their next appearance. Right after this episode. But... yeah, as for the main series itself, this is the last one they appear in. Yeah, 4 episodes. I'm not really a big fan of this style of martial arts they have in the series, but at least this story was actually quite interesting, to say the least. But yeah, in the case of overall, what is considered to be the bad episodes of this bunch? I would probably say, out of all of them, 145 is decent. 46 is just terrible. I don't really care for it. 47 is complete pointless. Not really liking the episode. Yeah, 48, despite being filler episodes, actually, like, if you look at these set episodes, like, I mean, it doesn't get good until you get to 148. Yeah, that's when it gets a heck of a lot better. 49 sucks as an episode. Don't really care for it. 50 was pretty decent for an episode, but probably the highlight of this episode was shampoo and cologne. Yes. 51, 52, very good episodes. So, out of these 8 episodes, about 3 good ones. 51, 52 are really good ones. 48 is a good one. And... that's simply it. Those 3 are the good ones. 150 is okay. 49 is terrible. 47 is probably by far the worst episode of this whole bunch, because it's a really pointless episode. 46, despite being a canon episode, it's really bad. 45 is pretty pointless for what it is. Yeah, but all in all, pretty okay to really good set of episodes. Yep. Now, here's kind of the interesting thing about my thing with this series and RWBY. As soon as I finish this season, I'm going to do seasons 3 and 4 for RWBY. And then as soon as I come back from doing those 2 seasons, I'm going to do the rest of the franchise for Ranma Half, which includes the OVAs, the 2 specials, and 3 films. And then after that, I'll work on the last 3 seasons that's aired so far for RWBY. And then I'll work on my next series after that, which I'll reveal that... actually, I'm going to reveal right now. It's going to be Trigun. Yeah, I'm working on that series. That'll be the next anime I'm working on after I finish up both Ranma Half and RWBY. Okay? So, that's it for this particular review. I have hopefully about 1 more video I'm hoping to do today. I'll be able to do the rest of Ranma Half, but aside from that, there's like no other video planned to do today. But unless of course some other video comes out of the blue that somehow just happened to be that way, that happened to be coming about. Okay, but to the next video. Bye.